While Pelosi attacks Trump's grandchildren, gets a brutal response. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi took her hatred for President Donald Trump too far this week when she brought his grandchildren into it, as she claimed that he does not care about them. The Hill reported that Pelosi reacted to Trump pulling the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accord by accusing him of endangering his grandkids, going so far as to question whether the children even breathe air. The question I have for Donald Trump as a mother of 5 and a grandmother of 9 is, how is he ever going to explain to his grandchildren what he did to the air they breathe, assuming they breathe air? And I have to assume that is the case, Pelosi said during a melodramatic press briefing. What happened yesterday on the climate issue is an embarrassment to our country, and it should be an embarrassment to him personally for how he answers to his grandchildren. Nut job. Vile Pelosi is right.
That we had a moral responsibility to be good stewards of God's creation, and in doing so, we must pay special attention to the needs of the poor.
Really, you have? So,
environmental justice.
Really, have you all this time that you've been in office?
When the Pope went to the White House, he talked about the dangers of air pollution when he was here. And just last week, the Pope met with President Trump and gave him a copy of his encyclical Laudate Si, which made the case for strong, urgent action to halt the climate crisis. The Pope wrote, "The climate is a common good belonging to all and meant for all." The Bible tells us that to minister to the needs of God's creation is an act of worship. To ignore those needs is to dishonor the God who made us. And that is just what we're doing by walking away from this accord. The question I have for Donald Trump as mother and a grandmother of 5 and a grandmother of 9, how is he ever going to explain to his grandchildren what he did to the air they breathe, assuming they breathe air? And I have to assume that that is the case. We all do, right? I was reminded of when we went to Selma for the 50th anniversary of the march.
Unbelievable, this woman. Unbelievable. Unfortunately for Pelosi, Twitter users immediately let her know that she should leave Trump's family out of her vile rants against the president. Robin Craig tweeted at Nancy Pelosi, "Your rude comments to our president and his family are not appreciated, i.e., assuming his grandchildren breathe air? Really?" Fox News slammed Speaker Ryan for supporting POTUS Paris Agreement withdrawal, calling him pathetic. Wow, Nancy Pelosi slammed Speaker Ryan for unbelievable laws. Fox News, Nancy Pelosi, Speaker Ryan at POTUS. What kind of low-life crack was that about the president's grandchildren if they breathe? A woman your age saying this? That's pathetic. Truth Speaker, you are so arrogant, assuming you have a brain and your grandchildren will breathe air. Gather you infer Trump's grandchildren won't? Nancy Pelosi, President Trump and Speaker Ryan's refusal to recognize the importance of Paris Agreement is nothing short of pathetic and uninformed. Really? How dare you insinuate the president's grandchildren don't breathe air? Your children and grandchildren must be ashamed of you. You know, she deserves much worse, this criminal in charge there. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.